So this is hurt, great for your painting, right? And you understand that it's going on. This is what people are doing. This is the power of the word. Then our body is intentional to understand what the Lord wants us to do. Right? Becoming that better man, becoming the Lord. All right. See, I'd rather go through discipline than have that shame and contempt. And as time passes, you understand that you got the opportunity to do right on this side. You're gonna have that everlasting shame. You're gonna have that regret. All right, regret why? Knowing that you didn't do what you done at the time, you rather chose the world than choose the Lord, man. Right? You have to gain the lust of your body, the lust of your eye, control you, rather you control the flesh from the flesh into the projection. We're gonna be getting the 253 up, going through this one word of edifying. We can start with it. I'm going to start with my screen. First Corinthians 9:27. It says, actually, you can start at 24 because you got running the whole race. It says, First Corinthians 9:24. Know you not that we one in the race of all, the one who sees the prize, one that you attain. All right, so we know in this walk, man, the one that turns to the cloud is not fit. That here between the head of the territory, right? You don't run what's called beating the air. You don't run with a certain stuff. You run on that. You gotta have that what's called vision. Vision knows that you have to last to the end, man. Because without vision, the people perish. Right? But the Lord is giving us that foresight to see the truth, man. To give that inkling of those secrets that He had, what's called hidden away from everybody else, right? So that's all we run, man. We run knowing. Now it says we prophesy, but the Lord is the reason that we're doing these things, man. It says, verse 25, every man that strives for the master is taken in all things. Now they do it the same as broken crown, but we get income. Right? You have a lot of people in this truth who use this truth as a way to gain power in this world, right? Gain glory, right? Money, these type of things that they find truth, right? So that's their pride. That's the situation. So, but ours is the Lord, man. We're gonna go through this thing that you made a fool, you made a mockery, right? Knowing what? That when the Lord gets praise, that we shall be a part of it. Lord will give that number. So we're not looking for a prize. We're not looking for a crown on this side. No, we're staying humble. We're staying down, right? So the Lord lifts us up. Because you understand what? This is not our rest, like the brother said. Let me read one more verse to get that. It says, verse 26, verse 26, I therefore shall run, not as uncertain, so fight. I, not as one that beateth the air. Right? So we ain't shadow boxing to never actually use it. No, we're training. We're training. Why? Because we know that when that time comes, that everything that we've been training with is going to have to actually be put into effect, man. It says, wisdom and knowledge should be for me that time, right? The fear of the Lord is on treasures, roughly paraphrasing. But we understand that that one day, that when the day comes, that this is all we're going to have. As you said, training. This is the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So this is going into the hope for elect, But to say we're training, that's what we're doing, So we got to be as disciplined as we can, on that day-to-day walk, And then further breaks down the scripture, breaks down the scripture, more the arches in the places on water, that's the privacy, of us being in America, Israelites, message coming down here, delivering us, we're willing. Last verse is what the verse 27 it says, but I, verse 29 says, but I keep under my body, bringing it to subjection. Means that by any means that I have preached to others, I myself should be capacity. So it says, yeah, what's it says, the teacher of many, but profit for himself, right? We're not trying to be like those people, man. We're not trying to be those people that can spit out many precepts, edify others. But when it comes down to your own walk, you're not gaining yourself. You're not building upon your own house, right? You're helping everybody else get their house in order. But the main house that needs to be in order is your own, right? That's what you need to be worried about. Yes, it's beautiful to help out other brothers. Yes, it's beautiful to help out the flock, right? Because you have to understand that at the end of the day, you still have to help yourself out. By helping yourself, you can help someone, man. All right? It says, I bring my body into subjection. Meaning what? We're putting our body into discipline. When we have those certain urges, you don't just get into those lusts, man. You don't fall into subjection so easily. All right? You don't bow for any little thing that comes your way. You don't do any type of wickedness that the Lord sees unfit. Right? It says, I myself see you as a pastor. That means you're a hypocrite, man. Doing all those things you could be profitable to everybody else. When you're not doing what you're teaching, you're a hypocrite. You're no better than the what we call the scribes and Pharisees. You're no better than them. Right? And so what the Lord's gonna do, he's gonna give you the portion of a hypocrite. You can teach yourself discipline. Right? That's the other one. Matthew 18 and 8. I got verse 8. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off. All right? It says, if your hand or foot offend thee, cut it off. You'd rather go to the kingdom fall than see your whole body to fall. All right? So if there's any one thing that brings you in, that's not making you more focused and more dedicated to your walk, cut it out. So, cut it out, man. All right? So if you know that your certain friend group is being a hindrance to your walk, okay, I'm sorry to say, cut them off. You know that you fall easy to liquor or different things is gonna make you go off. Hey, cut it off. Anything that's stopping you or being a stumbling block in your walk, cut it off. Matthew 18 and 18 continuing on, it says, cut them off and cast them from thee. It's better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed rather than having two hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. Right? So would you rather go through that small discipline of cutting something out of your life that you like so much, right, to inherit the everlasting life in the kingdom? Or would you rather keep those small things and ruin your pride? Get rid of that thing. Those little things, this was on a quote that a lot of people that stay in prison. They said, how much time did it take? He said, what you mean? He said, how much time did it take? He said, it took me 15 seconds to earn 20 years. So 15 seconds of something dumb, right, that you could have easily avoided, got him 20 years in prison. So these few days that you're doing something dumb in the eyes of the Lord, you go into the lake of fire, man. You don't want that. So what would you rather do? Would you rather cut off those little things, put your body in subjection, or would you rather keep those little things? Oh, it's all pretty much on decisions, man. What decision are you gonna make? Because in that day, you're gonna get off your decision. You got this is second Ezra 7, starting at verse 6. It says, there is also another thing, a city builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things, like the kingdom of heaven. Enter thereof is narrow, and is set in the dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left hand of the water. So that's walking circuit, man. It's funny we're in the past now, but you have to realize that bridge is so narrow that only one man can go in at a time. All right? Meaning what? You can't you can't depend on your brother to get you in the kingdom of heaven. You can't depend on the elder to get you in the kingdom of heaven. Yes, they can show you certain tricks, right? Or little advice to help you get better at home walk. They can still walk. You have to learn circumspectly, given that you may not fall into that fire with that water, getting tripped up, right? Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. But yeah, that was pretty much the point. You know, walking that straight gate. Walking that straight gate requires you to have discipline. And everybody has their own level. You pretty much want you to try. You must keep on moving. In your battles. Yep. To the point where we don't get delivered. We can't take it from that great test the whole world. You get that the fiery trial of that people just love ignorance. You have to understand a lot of these test games. Who is putting us these only to show, only to show you where you're falling weak at. Because your best, what the Bible say, your best is your last mistake. First Peter chapter 4, starting at verse 12. It says, Beloved, think it is not strange concerning the fiery trial which is come to try you. It says, as though some strange thing happened to you. Right? Why you think it's not strange? What's the word to you? It comes to the work prepare not right? Meaning that you make it you wake up, make it such a prayer. No longer going to be seen as just something that they can walk past by and not have to bother because they already have it. No, you wake up and come that light, they see you as a hindrance. They see you as a one that's a just say what's the word against your own government. Look like you're treason, traitor, use those words. But that's what you're seeing, right? So that's why they're trying. They're also trying. I would call the devil's agreement. He's like a training person, right? He's showing you where you're weak in in order to make you feel, man. And especially when you think that you already mastered a certain what we call things, that's when they're gonna come back and try you again and show you that hey, you still gotta lock in on this if you fall back into the same progression. Uh, First Peter chapter 4 and verse 13 it says, But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with the exceeding joy. Oh, so you're going to be saying, you're going to have to do it, right? But when the Lord is revealed, you're going to be like a little and you get the same walk you do to a certain degree, right? The one is testing, the one is trying, he walked in the same sense you walk, but he showed you that it's possible to walk in the flesh and not fall into corruption. Exactly. He gave you a role model to look up to say, hey, he can do it, I can do it. Now, we're not perfect. We understand every man's going to fall, right? But what does it say? The right thing may fall 7 times, but he gets back up. That's the whole thing, man. You got to keep getting back up. Or I can say it's not hard to hit. It's not hard to get hit and get back up, right? That's the main thing, man. Got to preach. Go ahead. This is Hebrews 2 and this is Hebrews 2, starting at verse 14. It says, Hebrews 2, starting at verse 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that though like it that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. This is the point that I want to get at. Verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore, in all things it behooved him to be made like to his brethren, that he might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Lord, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. You know? So just like what the brother was saying, I was God. flesh, not his glory, but in a lowly state, like unto his brethren, the hopeful elect. That being said, his death, uh, his ransom that he paid for us, is gonna make us right with Heavenly Father. It says reconcile with Heavenly Father to us. Reconcile those to bring them back together. Opposite parties. That was once joined together. So the Lord, how shall He bring us back? He's bringing us back into the Lord's grace, exactly. You know, perfect. Why you go down? That's what this is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, and verse 7. It says, make no tearing in terms of the Lord, but not all the days. I understand make no tearing, but not all the days. Every day, from one day closer to the blessing. Every day is one day closer to the blessing. Every day is one day closer to that you are mercy over. Right? So there's no time to get that redeemed. There's no time to be wasted right now. Because we already woke up late to the game. Right? We already at 20, 24. We got things. For 19 years of our life, we didn't know about the war. We also knew 10 different types of reverses. All right. I got to for that. This is group 4 and 28. It says, time. This is like group 4 and 28. Or as it were, like 4, as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. So, us going off, our previous lives, our past lives, we should seek the Lord 10 times more. We try to get back into good graces with the Lord. We're liking the Lord's woman. So us being His woman, we should want to clean ourselves up, be more respectful, be more disciplined. We deal with the Lord. Ecclesiastes 5:7. Make no carrying the time to do it, and send out offering of the day. But suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and thy security thou shalt destroy the spirit of the and from thy security thou shalt things to be fine, to be more important to the Lord, the things that you're putting before the Lord, right? That's going to end up being destroyed. That's just like all those people that came down to Egypt and have a covenant, but not the Lord, right? That's going to be your chance to see because the Lord's going to bring that around like a piece of the knife. You're not going to be what is. You're going to be sitting there confused, like, man, I thought everything was all good. And from that peace and safety, then that sudden destruction going on, right? So that's why it says, if the good man had needed his house from the broken, so what do? He would have stayed up, right? Stayed up waiting for the peace, man. Because that's what we're doing. We're staying up waiting for the Lord, man. Measuring the time diligently in the sun. Redeeming the time, man. Doing what we need to do in order for the Lord to come back and search through the candlesticks, getting set on their knees. He might find to have mercy upon you. Put that for a while on your head. Michael 2 and 10, yeah. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the full destruction. So this place, Babylon, Babylon the Great, it's polluted. The Lord don't want us to settle, comfortable in this place. Rested, lackadaisical. When you not at rest, what the Lord wants us to be, you on a high alert, you on your watch. So that's exactly what the Lord wants us to be in this place, on our watch, not being comfortable, having so much fun, like the people in this country. Say, even in the noise, man. What's wrong when the language says, having marriage, getting to marriage, right? Doing all types of things, right? But what was that doing? He was prophesying what? Building that ark. And that gate to rain descended. that arch. You can't keep in that arch. It'll go and shut. It'll be shut by no, shut by the Lord. So, man, you might just open that door, right? But the Lord's the one that's going to close that door. Not on God decide to give much to them, right? My friend, that's what we're doing. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, giving the time because the days are evil. Sounds like a drunk person, man. See a drunk person walking on the track every now and then. What they gonna do? They're gonna step in every my right, every piece of shit that's right here, right? But you have those people that walk that are the children of light, walk in circumspectly. That's what I'm not gonna step in that. I'm not gonna step in that. You gotta see these pieces of shit. It's opportunity to go up, right? You're just gonna end up getting fucked up. That just made me think of something, playing football, being a running back, if you don't follow your blockers, you go to the right hole. You go to that wrong hole, that wrong toe. Hey, you're gonna beat that linebacker with that defensive lineman. You ain't gonna set up flatline. That's the same thing. With the wood. You get too comfortable in this place. You make wrong moves. Possibly take you out. You're gonna run service. Saying that you need to have this faith. Obviously, you what you're doing, the gift is yours. And that gift is easy to take it back. So what you do doing with that gift? Knowing that all these things are become what man of person wants to be. All holy conversations with God is how you should be walking in that, how you should be treating your brother, right? You're a light on the hill. It says the light on the hill is not be hid. Why so? Because you're trying to be a light to everybody, right? Showing the good grace of God. The people that's known you all your life and see where you came from and see who you are now, they're going to be like, man, you're a holy person. You did it. How would you, you understand that? Yeah, Lord, what do you mean? Right? That's what it is, man. You are a leader. You're a representative of the Lord, man. And what's a representative, man? A person that's showing the light in something, how we should be and respectful of the Lord. Right? That's like when your parents send you to school. Hey, act like you got strong training. You represent me. Right? So the Lord, He made sure that we were getting this strong training. The Lord is the one that we're representing. Right? We don't want to make any blame for the ministry. Speaking, the etymology line says a warning light or fire. It says a fire or light set up in a high or prominent position as a warning, signal, or celebration. Right? So that's like the same thing going through all these different books. Before the Lord had destroyed the place, right? What did he do? He sent out his message. He sent out his prophets, right? What? His warning. This is a warning. Everybody's asking for a sign. The Lord's not going to give you the signs like he did back then. No, the signs this time are seeing the people. The signs this time are the prophets on the highway of the Bible. You see that the word's been going out. I'm telling you, the average Joe, let's speak about, oh yeah, he got the Doritos or different type of things, right? But they still take it as a joke. But the whole point is, hey, you may not take it serious, but you can't say that you don't know. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest was blinded. So what was that person those listening, like, hopefully, you obtain this fruit, but the rest was blinded, two-thirds of our people, like you said, being turn around, they blinded, they won't get this fruit to this place of the school, according to Isaiah chapter 6. I understand it, right? He said, see, but see not, hear. they're not roughly paraphrasing, but they can see all these different things. And the Lord has given them the understanding to know the function of what these things mean. Right? That's what sets people. That's what sets you apart. You understand what the Lord has instructed you to do. That's why in the book of Matthew he said, why do you speak to them in parables? He said, because he gives the you to understand the speech and the mystery of the Lord, what he's paraphrasing. Right? It's not given to them, man. And what is they don't appreciate it. They don't really want it. Right? You see how they act now? All they do is fuck, sure, buddy. This, that, and the third. But in that day, they're gonna be the same ones looking and calling for you. What was that guy that was telling us about this? What was that name that they were saying? Right? Definitely understand it. Is faculty of reason. This is mutual agreement to spiritually enlighten. So comprehension. When you look at that word comprehension, it says what is included in to be in the know, being a part of it, So people that don't understand this truth, they're not a part of it. And the Lord didn't want them to, But they say set it up. FBI is above the clearance. I can't let you above the clearance. Have that clearance from the Lord. All right. The only reason that they know what they know is so that they're not blameless. Now, if they have these things, right, and they try to seek out the Lord make it to them, right? But they don't have to seek out the Lord. Yeah, the same people that be close to you, hear the word, right? Know that they know what you're about. They so called agree with what you're about, but they don't try to do this other. That's terrible. For real. That's just terrible, man. That seems like you're playing with the Lord, right? You're playing with the hand that the Lord is trying to smack that way. Why? You got this side, man. You too involved in the anxieties and cares of this world to not understand the blessing that's been put right before you. Matthew 16. This is Matthew 16, starting at verse 2. It says, He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, the sky is red, like, and in the morning it will be like this. Verse 3 times. So the sky is red and warm. Oh, you hypocrites, ye can discern the full, like the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the time? Right? You got people that got the unction to be like, ooh, the sun, that's hot. Oh, yeah, I can see that. It's cloudy, it might be rain. You can tell all these different things, right? But based off the different measurements that the Lord is showing you, these different properties popping up, you can't tell what time it is. Right? We hearing rumors of war, we hearing famines, terror, all different things popping off. When you worried about, oh, it's going to be 80 degrees. What, 95 degrees. Like, you worried about the wrong thing, man. This is going to get you killed out. Verse 4. A wicked is the adulteress and the racist seeketh after a sign. There shall no sign be given unto us, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. He left them and departed. Right? That's what's wrong with them. They're seeking after a sign. They're seeking, Lord, show me something. Make me believe. Crack the sky, something. Right? Because wicked, because these are the same people. Watch this. These are the same people that was back then when the World War showing us how this still was going on. Right? That's why it's so much mightier now. Because it said, what's it called? You want to say that you don't see what's the you know, different something else. Right? That's the beauty in it. That's the beauty in it, man. You have brothers now who don't see these things, but are full fledged faithful to the Lord, man. They're dedicated. They know that this is the truth, man. They don't need a sign to know that this is the truth, right? And that goes back to what we were saying. I think that's in the book actually. This is one of the here for bear. It says, "Then you shall know that there was a prophet among you." That was your sign, right? That prophet that was sent was that warning, but you didn't want to take heed. John 20:29. Most High said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen, yet believe. That's what mighty. You know how mighty that is? You haven't seen, but yet you believe. That's a beautiful thing in the Lord's eyes. Right? It don't take some type of magical thing to happen for you to have to believe, man. No, the Lord told you this thing. You said, hey, man, I'm believing off the word. It's just like that general. He said, heal my soldier. He said, I'll come. He said, no, you don't have to. He said, no, you don't have to, man. He said, people listen to me, and they just take my word for it, right? So I'm gonna do the same to you, roughly paraphrasing, man. That's faith. That's faith beyond the measure. Faith, trust, belief, confidence, live. It's a ascent of the mind to the truth of the statement for which there is incomplete evidence. All right, so it might be incomplete. Watch this. It might be incomplete to you, but there's full evidence throughout the scriptures that make us fully involved in this. All right, it says, "Who is on fallen that has who must believe upon the Lord?" Man, you do that. All right, so what you call that? That true belief. What was that word again? One more time. Confidence, belief, uh, trust. Boom. Those three: confidence, belief, trust. It says in the book of Second Ezra, it says, "Who are they?" It's those that still say Lord, man. Meaning you had confidence in the movie, right? So so much confidence that you were standing making yourself a fool, man, before everybody. No matter what anybody else said, it didn't waver you. You stood stiff for the Lord, man. So the Lord is gonna be the one that's gonna give you that crown, man. It says him that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Right? So you're gonna be saved for doing those acts, man. Because the Lord is not wanting to get that righteous labor of blood. What you got? This is Ecclesiastes, book of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10, which is what you started. It said, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? You're not going to find one. You're not going to find it, man. All right? But see, that's the problem. That's the problem with people, man. Nobody wants to do that test. Everybody wants to lean upon their own understanding. This is how I believe, right? That's what you perceive. But you don't do any actual research, man. Or the Bible's been changed by man-made words. Have you read the Bible in its entirety? No. Well, so how can you say that? Right? That's what's wrong with you, man. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 3. It says, fear not the imagination of the instant, not the credulity of them trouble thee, that think against thee. All of them faithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So their lack of faith, don't let that waver you, because they don't have the light to understand, right? Don't let their lack of belief, have you pretty much being a double-minded man in your own walk. Good morning. Good morning. You know what I'm verse 3 says, fear not the imagination against you, but not the incredulity of infirmity that speak against you. For all the unfaithful shall die. Right? So they're going to die in their unfaithfulness. Man. Point blank period. All those people that want to sit there and try to combat the Lord, right? Scoff the scriptures, right? You're going to die in your unfaithfulness. It says, what it say in 2 Corinthians 9? Saying must know it by death, by pain, or through death by pain. Right, that's the only way that you're gonna understand. It's just like you have two children, man. You have the one child, All you gotta do is yell at him. You yell at him, he gonna be right in line. You got the other challenge. Ari, can't get it together. Keep beating his ass, can't get it together. That's the one that he's gonna have to put in that five. Right? You're not gonna deal with making that first go around because you don't want to do that. Oh, actually, I give you last two. Actually, who did you last? This is Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed with the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forgive thy sin. You forgot the laws and statutes and ways that the Lord brought you up in. All right, you want to reject them if you feel as if you saw Edom had your best interest in mind. I don't know why, but if you want to put them as your power, right? The Lord gonna say, hey, I had to take this that day, man. I don't know you, right? When the Lord brings all those whirlwinds and comes upon you, you try to cry to the Lord, he's gonna laugh at you. The same way he's laughing at his men. He's not laughing at his men, he's going to laugh at him. You're not taking him serious. You're not giving him the respect that he deserves, right? If you don't want to give him that respect, why should you say it? He didn't say you time and time again, you keep turning back, right? You stiff neck, rooted sound, right? So why should you say it, man? You gonna sit there in your shame. You can say all that, Lord, I did this, Lord, I did that, or Lord, I didn't know. What the Lord gonna do, man, that day? He gonna show you those times. He's gonna come all back to your memory. What does it say? When people die, that your life flashes before your eyes, right? So all those different times that you had the opportunity to get right, he's gonna show you those times. All the times that you had that opportunity, he's gonna show you how you act, how you approach the situation, right? That's what's gonna get you messed up in that day, man. Did you get the side? Like the brother said, man, the Lord isn't asking you to be perfect, man. Because he understands what? We're in the flesh. Now, you're not gonna be perfect in the flesh. That's why we don't get those new bodies. But you can try. Just because you can't be perfect don't mean that you just give up. That's where you're going off, right? I got the book of James 12 verse 1. And at that time, there might be saying, well, James chapter 12 verse 2. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to stand in everlasting punishment. Right? Why is some to everlasting life? Those that doing what needs to be done and die in the street, man. They're going to be the first ones with it. Everlasting life, man. Some people are not even touched or taste that, man. And they're going to have that everlasting life, right? But for you, that wasn't going to be done, for you, that wanted to, like your brother said, turn against the Lord's will, man. Do what you want to do. What they say, I'm bad back then, but I'm all bad by myself. I'm going to get you fucked up. It says, some to everlasting shame, everlasting contempt. Shame. Why shame? Because you already understood that, damn, I could have did it right, but I didn't do it. So now I gotta live in this kingdom rightly knowing that I picked the wrong side. I fucked up. Right? You gonna have that everlasting contempt on you, man. You may feel like stealing and have kids, you don't have those days like, I could have done more. I could have did better. Right? But you gotta think it's still gonna be a ranking system in the kingdom. Right? So you may not have certain access to things other brothers are gonna have access to. Right? So you're still gonna be in a good case because we all know the kingdom is you, but you're not gonna be on that same level. All right. So that's the whole point, man. Going back to what we started with discipline. Are you gonna have are you gonna have discipline? Or are you gonna have the statement of regret? Right? What's the paraphrase? I don't know. What away. But, but that's the whole point, man. What side are you gonna choose? Are you gonna walk through the fall? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes suffer on the straight, hope for the wide. Sometimes suffer straight and not see the wide. What's the paraphrase? Which one are you gonna do? Are you gonna go through this whole walk? Not walk for your walk. Go through this whole walk just still get destroyed, or you're gonna have to decide, man. Both of these more try and more wins, the more saves. Right? That's the whole point. That's all you have. That is say one last thing I would say. This maybe just reminded me like a fighter in a fight game. Like MMA or boxing, they don't train their whole training camp. You know, exactly. You get messed up, you know, because your time you supposed to be going through trials and tribulations, working on yourself, working on your game as a able to say, you turn around. Huh? So, all in the video is fine. That all crazy good on the shoot. I was trying to show you that time. I shot one. Ball,